Good afternoon.
My name is Peter Wright. Can you tell me your full name, please?
My full name is Ngô Thao Chi.
Thank you. And what shall I call you?
Just call me Chi, please.
And can you tell me where you're from?
I'm from Vinh City, a city in the center of Vietnam.
Thank you. Now let's talk about what you do. Do you work or are you a student?
Well, currently I'm an English teacher at 2G Education in Vinh City, and my responsibility is to teach children aged around 6 to 14. And I have been in this position for around 4 or 5 months.
And what's your favorite part of your job?
The thing that I like most about my job, is that I am able to work with a lot of children, not one or two, but like 100 of them, you can imagine. Each of them have different personalities, have different preferences and problems, of course. So every day there's new thing for me.
Is there anything about your job you don't like?
I like most parts of my job, honestly, but there's still something that bothers me. That's because I work most of the time in the evening, so I don't really have time for my family. Let's say, for example, we have a family dinner. I cannot join them actually because I work like 6 days a week.
And will you stay in this job in the future?
I'm currently thinking about it. Maybe yes, maybe no, but I'm still thinking of doing something related to technology because it's my strength. You know, I am very good with numbers and with logic.
Thank you. Let's move on and talk about eating in restaurants. So, how often do you eat in a restaurant?
Once in the blue moon, I would say, because I live with my parents, so we usually have dinner and lunch, every meal at home together. And maybe on special occasions like someone's birthday, we would go out to eat in a restaurant. So I would say once a month.
And what's your favorite type of restaurant?
My favorite type of restaurant, because I'm the one who prefer to eat a healthy and balanced diet, so I would go for a restaurant that serve fresh food. For example, seafood restaurant, because we live near the sea, so we have fresh seafood. Or sometimes I may have cheat day for BBQ restaurant, for example.
What types of restaurants are popular in your country?
Here in Vietnam, we are famous for our food, for our cuisine. So we have a variety of food like seafood, like meat, and they are cooked in very diverse ways.
And what do you think of fast food restaurants?
I don't have a very good opinion of fast food restaurant because, like I say, I'm a very healthy person, and I think that I heard that McDonald's was a flop in Vietnam because here even street food are very cheap and of very good quality. So people would not go for expensive and very unhealthy food in fast food restaurants.
Let's talk about traveling by plane. And are you nervous about traveling by plane?
I used to travel a lot. I've been in different countries, so I would say it's not a big deal for me to travel.
What do you think about airline food?
At first, during my first 3 or 4 flights, I was very excited to try like plane food, you know. But then after that, I got bored of it, and every time they woke me up to eat, I would say, no, not again. And I would refuse the food. But at the end, I would be very hungry.
Thank you. Now I'm going to give you a topic, and I'd like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes.
Okay, sure.
And before you talk, you'll have a minute to think about what you're going to say, and you can make some notes if you wish. Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, so here's your paper and pencil for making notes, and here's your topic. I'd like you to describe a place you enjoy visiting.
Okay.
Okay, so you have 2 minutes for this, so don't worry if I stop you, and I'll tell you when your time's up. So can you start speaking now?
Okay, sure. Okay, when I'm asked about the place I would like to visit the most, the first thing that comes to my mind is Hue City. So it is the imperial city of Vietnam. Actually, it was the ancient capital during Nguyen Dynasty, which is the last dynasty of Vietnam here. And I visited Hue once before with my sister, and we did some sightseeing and tried different food there. But what impressed me the most about the city was the people. They are very laid back when you compare with people in different cities, in other cities of Vietnam, like Ho Chi Minh or Hanoi, because there people are more busy with their life, more occupied. So in Hue, I still feel like an air of humanity, you know. And in Hue is very famous for its architecture, especially if you visit the tombs of the ancient emperors, for example, Minh Mang, Khai Ding, etc. And you would see that they spent a lot of money on building the tomb, even when they were alive. So they have very unique structure, very and they are very big. So it would take you a day or so just to visit the tombs. And also, Hue is very famous for its religion, especially Buddhism. So there are a lot of temples. You can visit many pagodas. For example, Thiên Mu Pagoda is very, I think it's high in the mountain, and from there you can see the river and the whole city. And
Thank you.
okay.
So, would you recommend this place to others?
Definitely, I would recommend it for everyone, especially for those who are interested in knowing more about the history of Vietnam.
Thank you. Can I get the paper and pen? So, we've been talking about a place you enjoy visiting, and I'd like to ask you a few more general questions based on this topic. So let's talk about popular places to visit in your country. What are the popular places to visit?
When it comes to Vietnam, I'm not sure. I'm a local, but I'm not sure which place is popular to visit, because every place has its own beauty, and it depends on what type of person you are actually. If you are into culture, then you can visit cities like Hue or Ninh Binh. But if you are into the nature, then you can visit the north of Vietnam, where there are a lot of mountains and a lot of high rivers. Yeah.
And are there certain places that are really popular with tourists here? Where
I think
everybody goes?
I think everybody, when they goes to Vietnam, they will visit Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City. Hanoi is the capital of Vietnam, and Ho Chi Minh City is like the capital of the south of Vietnam, I would say. And there, because it is very they have a diversity of activities to satisfy every type of person.
Is there any issues or downside with too many tourists visiting the same place at the same time?
Of course, yes. When there are too many tourists, it would. I think it will be very bad for the environment, because of the increase in pollution level, of the even the noise pollution, and they will somehow damage the local heritage.
And who's responsible for limiting the number of people? Do you think it might be the government or local authority?
I think both. I think both the government and the local authority are responsible for restricting the number of tourists who can visit the city. Maybe they can limit the number of visas they give out to foreigners per month, for example, or they can set a schedule, like for example 5 days for opening the place to visit, and then 2 days just for maintenance.
On the subject of tourism, what do you think about space tourism?
Wow, space tourism is something new for me actually, even though I have heard about it a lot in the media. But I think it may be possible in the future. In more developed countries, Vietnam may follow, but who knows? We cannot tell anything about the future.
Do you think it will be accessible for many people or just a very few?
I think very few. Only the rich people can pay for such luxurious trip.
Now, people in your country, when they go abroad, what are the favorite destinations?
I think for Vietnamese people, when they go abroad, they would go for developed countries. For example, Europe, because once you enter a country in Europe, you can visit 26 other countries. So it's very easy to move around. And the public transportation in Europe is very developed also. So they do not need to, to spend a lot of time figuring out how to travel around.
Is it expensive to travel overseas?
Yes. Absolutely, because when you compare the Vietnamese currency with the foreign currency, there's a huge distance between them.
Okay, Chi, thank you very much. That is the end of the test. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.